Good evening everyone. In this class we will discuss 6 important questions related to the probability and permutation and the combination. Okay, so this is a very important. Here the first question here is related to a player rolls a die and receives the same amount as, which means the same number of rupees as the number of dots on the face, the turn-ups. What should be the player pay for each roll if you want to make a profit of 1 rupee per row of the die in the long run? So this concept you can call it as a mathematical expectation. Okay, mathematical expectation under the probability. Under the probability, this was there in your right 12th standard max Tamil Nadu book. Old book completely fine. Tamil Nadu 12th max completely fine. If you are not getting, means leave it. At the last moment you do not have to search these things. Okay, there this mathematical expectation concept are there a mean and variance concept are present under the mathematical expectation. You do not have to read those things for your competition, but here the same thing, which means one dot on the face means you will get a 1 rupee. Then 2 dot means you will get the 2 rupee. 3 dot means you will get the 3 rupees. 4 dot means you will get the 4 rupees. 5 dot means you will get the 5 rupees. 6 dot means you will get the 6 rupees. The thing here is, to get a 1 dot, how many? 1 by 6. To get a 2 dots, how many? 1 by 6. To get a 3 dots, how many? 1 by 6. To get a 4 dot, how many? 1 by 6. To get a 5 dot, how many? 1 by 6. To get a 6 dot, 1 by 6. Okay, this only you have to understand. So what is the total here? Total. Okay, a mathematical expectation means, now try to understand. A mathematical expectation means you have to multiply these two, then you have to add. So like this, multiply this one. 1 into 1 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 6. Then here 2 by 6. Here 3 by 6. Here 4 by 6. 5 by 6. 6 by 6. So this concept you can call it as a expectation of x. Okay, so this is mathematical expectation. Then now you can add up this one. Okay, 10, then another 10, 20, 21. So therefore 21 by 6. So 21 by 6 is nothing but 3.5 rupees. So this is the expectation of x. The question is not a expectation of x. Just by getting the expectation of x, if you are marking 3.5 as the answer, that is wrong. The question is you have to make a profit of 1 rupee. So therefore subtract that 1. So therefore 3.5 minus 1, which is equal to 2.5 rupees, right, in order to get the profit. So the answer for the question is A, rupees 2.50. If the question is related to what should be the player pay for each roll, that's it. If they are not adding anything, like if you want to make a profit of 1 rupee per throw of the die in the long run, then you can just get the expectation value, that is 3.5. But in order to make a 1 rupee per throw, then subtract that one. So therefore you should pay rupees 2.5, right? So this is very important. If you are having any doubt, you can ask, or else we'll move on to the next question. Okay, don't analyze very deeply related to the expectation of x. Just basic idea, whatever the class, that is completely fine. Now next we will move on to this question. A 1 rupee coin is placed on a table. Very important question, very important. This kind of question you can take it as a puzzle, as well as you can take it as a permutation or combination, whatever. The maximum number of a similar 1 rupee coin which can be placed on the table around it, with each one of them touching it, and only two others, which means each one touching only two others. Now try to understand. You are placing here a 1 rupee coin. Okay. Now what happens here? Touching one or only two. So now I am making this one. Now try to understand. This is the center and this is the center and this is the center. If you join all the centers, it will make a equilateral triangle, right? It forms equilateral triangle. When it forms a equilateral triangle, the angle present here is 60 degree. The angle present here is 60 degree, right? Now, in order to make it as a circle, you will get a 360 degree total, right? Divide this one, 360 by 60 degree, so which is equal to 6. So therefore, a 1 rupee coin placed in a table, the maximum number of similar coins can be placed on the table around it. Touching the condition here is 1 or 2. So therefore, in such a situation, we can able to make a 6, right? Able to understand how to do this? Done means we'll move on to the next. Okay, don't say this, okay, diagram etc. Just know the concept and proceed. Okay, if you understood means I will move on to the next question. Okay, let me move on to the next. This completely fine, 60 degree and then total 360 degree. We have to find out the numbers, means we have to divide. Okay, so now let us move on to the next year. This question was there, I think in your 2023 or 2022, whatever. This model was there, right? Which one? 2022 or 2023?
Last year, sir.
Last year. This question itself or a similar kind of?
Similar, sir. 145.
145. Similar kind. So therefore, one thing you have to, I want to suggest one thing. By reading a lengthy question paper, don't get a panic. By reading the lengthy questions, don't get a panic. Just try to read and get the keywords. Okay. So 139% signed. Elimination tournament. So that is the key here. First round, whatever. 139 being odd number, these and all are not required. Whatever. You have to, loser have to move on. Okay. How many minimum number of matches? The question here is must be played here. Right? Loser have to move on. So therefore n minus 1 times, that's it. So n here is 139. 139 minus 1 is equal to 138 times. Simple. This already we have done. Okay. There I gave you the note also. Like suppose if A and B, two players are there, means 2 player 1 match. If 3 players are there, means listen carefully. A, B, 1, A, B, whatever. A eliminated means leave it. A eliminated, then B and C playing. So 3 players means 2 match. So like this n players means n minus 1 match required here. So therefore 138. Remember the condition plays a very vital role. The loser have to, there is a no tie and then loser have to move on. Okay. So these are the conditions with respect to these questions. Okay, fine. Next year. There are 10, 50 pies. So now listen carefully. 10, 50 pies. So don't take this one. So this is totally 50 pies or 1 rupee, whatever. Okay, they may give anything. You have to be very careful. They may give anything. The question here is 10. Okay, that only you have to take 5 rupees or 10 rupees or 15, 20, whatever. Leave that one. 6 of these shows a tile. 6 shows a tile. Then 4 shows a 8. Okay. A coin is chosen at random and flipped Now listen, it is not a task, it's a flipped, not a task. This operation is performed 7 times. One of the coin is then covered. Okay. Of the remaining 9 coins, so now listen carefully, remaining 9. Out of this remaining 9, 5 shows a tail. Right. 4 shows a head. Simple. Just listen carefully. When the tail count decreases, listen, check this one. Head remains same, your head remains same. Tail count decreases. What happens to the head? The head only increases. That holding one is head. Getting simple logic. No, you do not have to use combinations or ways, etc. So the covered coin here is 8. That's it. Anybody having doubt here? If you're having doubt, you can ask, or else we'll move on to the next. See, many people will teach you by placing 6 1, these things and all not required. Okay, 6 1 5 2, these and all not required. Just have the basic logic. That's it. When tile is getting reduces, automatically head is going to increase. Then here that closing one is going to be the head only. Shall I move on to the next? Okay. So this one. A box contains 6 red balls and 7 green balls and 5 blue balls. Now try to understand. Red 6, green 7, blue 5. Each of different sizes. The probability that the red ball selected is the smallest red ball. Now try to understand. What is the total number of balls? 18. To select the red, we do have the 6 by 18. To select the red, we do have your 6 by 18. From that, one only going to be the small. Right? So 1, that is nothing but the red one. So into 1 by 6. So cancel this 6 by 18, 6 by 18. It becomes 1 by 6. So the answer here is 1 by 6. Okay, simple question. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next question. I hope you are understanding. Mani, Rahul, Kavya, Swadas, Priya, Janani, Akshita, Radha, Kamali. Okay, fine, we know them. Okay, fine. Now, this one. So Shagana, you also understanding, right? Now listen. This question only I am talking about. Okay, whatever I explained before. Okay, before starting this class, I explained a few things, right? This question only I was talking about. Repeated question. Okay, under the concept called as permutation combination. This question was repeated in many competitive exams, not in the UPSC. So therefore, be careful here. A box numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are kept in a row. So this is recently asked in the CSAT 2023, asked in the CAT 1991 or 1993. I am not sure about that. 2014, repeated here. So therefore this question plays a very important. You may get in your UPSC also. Now try to understand. Let me take a box 1 and a box 2. So this is a box, okay, not a blue box. Box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5. Now numbered here, kept in a row. Okay, I'm keeping here in the column, don't worry. Let us take it as a row also. There are to be filled with a red or a blue or a blue ball. Okay, so that the no two identical boxes can be filled with the blue balls. So this is the constraint here. No two adjacent boxes can be filled with the blue ball. then how many ways a different arrangement are possible given that all the boxes of a given color are exactly identical in all respect. Okay, identical in all respect, which means size, whatever. Now try to understand one thing here. Here nothing mentioned as a constraint as a minimum 0 or minimum 1 or maximum or nothing as mentioned here. You can place all the balls as a red also, which means no blue balls. Okay, I want to tell you one thing. After the completing this question, I will tell you. Now try to understand. Simple logic. To get the, there is a 0 blue balls. Then automatically, so now let us move on in this way. They're not asking about the total number of balls. They are asking about the total number of ways. Such that no two adjacent boxes can be filled with the blue. So now if it is 0 balls are there, then whatever. Red or 5. So therefore number of ways to fill this one here is only one way. Okay. Arrangement. Okay. Now let us move on with one ball. So among these 5 boxes, anywhere can be, you can put a blue. So therefore 5 ways, or else 5C1 with respect to the blue. Now 2. Very careful with respect to the 2 boxes. Okay, 2 balls. So we are taking the 2 blue balls. Right? How many ways these blue balls can be arranged? 5C2, right? You know 5C2 is nothing but the 10. Now try to understand. There should not be overlap. There should not be a overlap, right? Or else there should not be a overlap means there should not be a adjacent. Okay, there is no adjacent. In the situation in this 10 we have to subtract something. So how many adjacents are there? 1 2 2 3, then 3 4 4 5 are the adjacent. Leave that one. So therefore 10 minus 4, which is equal to 6. 6. Now try to understand. Next here 3. Whether 3 blue balls can be placed here? Yes. If you start with the blue, then this is possible. So only one ways are possible. Can you with the 4 blue balls? Not at all possible. Why? 4 you can't keep anywhere. If you are having the 4th one blue, then you have to keep it here. Then it becomes a adjacent. If you are keeping here, then it becomes a adjacent. So therefore you should not go with the 4 etc. So this completely fine. So the answer here is 13. Please take this note. If you go through any of the keys related to that one, they would have answered as a 22. Completely wrong. 22 is not a right answer. 13 is the right answer. So what is the difference between this transit and cat here is, in the cat they have been provided the answer as a 13. Okay, but they are provided as a 22. Then correction made, the answer becomes a 13. In the transit what happens, they haven't even provided the option as a 22. They answered they have kept 18 something else, 13 and 20 they have kept. Okay, the answer it is 13. You have to be very careful, very careful, very careful. So therefore answer is 13. Okay, so that's it. In the tomorrow's class I will take another 6 to 7 questions, so I will discuss. Meanwhile, whatever the suggestions I have provided to you, you people sincerely take that suggestions. I hope the suggestions are not recorded, so therefore you people take that as suggestions. So suggestion is not nothing but take a last 6 years question papers related to the transit PYQs and JEE advanced, not a mains, JEE advanced 6 years, last 6 years, PYQs. Check with the questions related to the number system, probability, permutation combination. Lot of possibilities are there to get at least one question from this topic from these examinations. Okay, I'm concluding this class here. Thank you all. Have a good day. If